Hello, this is Jonathan Washburn, hashtag the Dean of Mortgages. Today we're going to talk about something that I like to call the Dave Ramsey Fallacy. All right, now I'm pretty well acquainted with Dave Ramsey. I took his class, I read his book, I've listened to him a lot on the radio. I'm going to say that generally, I think Dave Ramsey does a pretty good job of helping people that are in a tough spot financially. All right, additionally, I want to make it clear, I am definitely not trying to go out there and stir up the Dave Ramsey cult today, okay? I know who you are. I know you love the guy. I'm really not trying to crush your hopes and dreams and hurt one of your heroes, okay? I'm not trying to make you think your hero's a bad guy. With all of that said, I was listening to Dave Ramsey recently, and he gave what I thought was some pretty bad advice. Let me tell you a little bit about what the Dave Ramsey fallacy is, okay? Dave Ramsey makes a living off of being that tough, hard-nosed guy with black and white answers to every single question. And these black and white answers generally are good for people that are in a tough spot financially and need some tough love to get out of it, all right? However, the problem with a lot of what Dave Ramsey says is could be summed up in what one of my science teachers used to always tell us. She would say, class, nobody ever, always, or nevers. And the idea here is this: even though that life is usually filled with things that are generally true, like Proverbs are generally good pieces of advice, there's always an exception to every rule. For instance, broccoli is generally good for you. You should eat it, right? But for some people, not a lot, but for some people, broccoli actually makes you sick. Broccoli might even make you gain weight. So kids, remember that tonight when your mom has some broccoli at the dinner table. Say, hey, I know, Mom, this is good for most people, but it's not good for me. I don't need to eat this, right? Just kidding. All right, so we need to be very careful when somebody says something like this is always the case. Here's what happened. A guy that's currently in the Air Force called into Dave Ramsey recently, said, hey, I follow everything you do. I don't have any debt. I've got a great job. My wife's about to give birth. We want to buy a house, right? We want a house for the baby, but we don't have any money for the down payment. Should I use a VA loan? All right, now I'm going to read for you word for word exactly what Dave Ramsey told this Air Force veteran. He said this: a VA home loan is one of the most expensive kinds of loans. It's a veteran's benefit, but it's not actually a benefit because you can get a conventional loan at less fees and lower interest rates. The only advantage of the VA house loan is that you can put nothing down, which I don't even consider an advantage. It's a trap. Save a good down payment instead of doing a VA mortgage. Oh man, where do I start on this one? Okay, so first of all, unless you're putting 20% down and you're getting into a 15-year term, VA mortgage rates on 30-year terms are almost always better than conventional mortgage rates on 30-year terms. Look it up anywhere. Look it up online. Look it up at any mortgage lender that you want. Almost always, again, remember, nobody always or nevers, but usually VA rates on 30-year terms are cheaper than conventional rates. Secondly, Dave said the only benefit of a VA loan is that you didn't have to put down a down payment. That's not true. There's no mortgage insurance on a VA loan. If you're putting down 5% on a conventional loan, you're paying mortgage insurance until you're at least 20% equity. Not so with a VA loan. Additionally, so many of our veterans have earned disability through the VA. More than half of Ohio's veterans are getting disability from the VA, which means they can completely waive the funding fee that goes with a VA loan. So in a lot of cases, not only are VA interest rates lower, without mortgage insurance for the life of the loan, they're also cheaper upfront on origination and processing. All right? So I want to be careful to avoid the Dave Ramsey fallacy myself. All right? Are there instances where a veteran would be better off getting a conventional loan? Absolutely. Like I said earlier, you put in 20% down, you're doing a 15-year term, I would tell that person, hey, look, the conventional loan is probably better for you. But I just ran some numbers on a loan recently. A very qualified veteran, remember 30% of all veterans put money down, or a very qualified veteran said, hey, should I do a VA loan or a conventional loan? I said, hey, let's run the numbers. All right. Oh, I did a cost analysis over 15 years. Over 15 years, the interest and the mortgage insurance, and my computer just turned off, so I'm going to have to estimate it, was about $165,000. All right, for the conventional loan, I think it was $203,000. This was a savings of almost $38K across 15 years for the VA loan. That's a staggering amount of savings for a loan that Dave Ramsey said doesn't have any advantages besides you don't have to put any money down. All right, so to recap, if you ever talk to a loan officer or a realtor or a financial advisor or anyone who says something like, hey, you should always do this or you should never do this, be very careful, right? It's possible that maybe that person doesn't know better. It's possible that he's just being lazy. It's also possible that that person might benefit directly from forcing you into one option, right? Lots of lenders are going to make more money on conventional loans than they do on VA loans. So they're going to try to encourage people to get the loans that they make more money on. You need to be very careful, okay? If anyone ever tells you, always or never, be very, very careful, okay? This is Jonathan Washburn, hashtag the Dean of Mortgages. Please follow me on Facebook, like and subscribe to me on YouTube, youtube.com/c/the Dean of Mortgages. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, text 843-425-6074, email me at jonathan.washburn@goldwaterbank.com. If you just want some general mortgage advice, I'm happy to give it to you. If you want to get pre-approved to make an offer on a house tonight, I'm also more than happy to do that for you as well, okay? Jonathan Washburn, the Dean of Mortgages. Thank you so much. School is out.